And we're back once again, only on it's Last Call. Last Call, the alcohol, only on the lastcallpodcast.com. And join me here on location. Well, Missouri Wrestling is, well, actually, NCAA Wrestling is done, Missouri Wrestling is done, but this man is one of the breakout stars of the NCAA tournament, going all the way to the semifinals, and still placing fifth in a very tough 174-pound division. We're happy to have him on the show as he is now one of the dark horse favorites to win the whole thing next year. I give you the pride and joy of Collinsville, Oklahoma, now the University of Missouri Tigers Wrestling. I give you Cam Steed. So, Cam, let's start off here with, so has it hit you yet? Two-time All-American, you joined the ranks of Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren, uh, top, Tiger wrestlers in the past. Like, you can now say, hey, I'm with those guys.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know if I'm quite on Ben's level yet. He's still got two natties. So, uh, I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool to look at it that way. Not really having like, I guess, high as expectations as maybe guys like that coming in, but kind of pushing myself to get there. It's a good thing to kind of look back on and just see where I've progressed from. So, yeah.
So, what was the biggest difference you noticed from last year where you placed to this year where you placed? Because last year you were seventh place, you improved to fifth. Was it more mental, physical? Like, what did you notice in terms of just the improvement from your wrestling from last year?
I would say it was a mix of both. I would say more so mental, but I also feel like I was kind of cutting a little bit of weight, a little bit too much weight, but um, definitely mental was the bigger thing. I kind of just trusted myself a lot more this year, like kind of have that confidence from last year and just building off of that, even though like the start of the season was a little rough, kind of just going back to like, I mean, I know what I've trained for, I know who I've trained with, like so I definitely, because even at nationals, like compared to last year and this year, like last year nationals on Friday, like I was excited. I just All American, like I just won my blood round match, and then this year I was not in a good mood because I had lost in the semis. Which if I was last year, I would have been like, oh my gosh, like I made the semifinals. But this year is like I expected to get further. So.
Well, let's talk about 174. Like, what was it? Was it how much more better was it for you, either physically or mentally, having that 9 pounds where you can now like, okay, I can eat, I can do more weight training, muscle enhancement. I don't have to worry about, as you said, boiling yourself down to 165. Like, how much easier for you did you feel at this weight cut?
It was so much nicer, like I got to actually worry about getting better at wrestling, like focusing on things I need to work on instead of more so just like worrying about cutting weight every practice. Like if I made a mistake in a match last year, I just like try to figure it out myself while just cutting weight super hard. Instead of this year's like I still had to cut weight, but it was like I could break things down and I had enough energy to like segment things off and like, okay, I can cut weight and then like learn how to actually get better at wrestling. So I feel like that was a big thing. I'm moving up to 74 this year.
Take me to the Minto match. What went right? What went wrong? When you look back, how much do you go? All right, hey, you know what? I move here, move there, and all of a sudden I'm in the finals instead of this.
Yeah. So I mean, we both wrestled really similar, honestly. I think like that was just a really bad stylistic matchup for both of us because we wrestle like, really similar. And I mean, obviously it came down to like the one takedown he got in the first, which I don't know, I kind of just bought it out for a second and just I could have 100% defended the takedown, but I don't know. I mean, definitely getting to more shots, getting to my offense, like putting myself in a position to actually be able to score instead of just trying to hand fight and, like take away all my offense from not, like not give me at least an attempt or like make a flurry. Um, then committing more on top, like I mean, I feel like I wrestled pretty decent on top this tournament and just not giving myself a chance to like get a turn or get a pin. So it's definitely some things I would change. Like I didn't get what I wanted, but I mean, just something I need to work on, I guess.
On the flip side, I know you're 2-0 against Danny Wask, and he was on fire this tournament. I mean, he knocked off a number 2 seed. Then he goes back and he beats the 11th seed. Like he is, and again, it's tough beating a guy once. Forget about twice. So for you, how much do you look back at that 5th place match and go, I couldn't do this last year. I probably would have, let those 2 losses just either eat away at me or go, well, all right, I'm fine being in 6th place. Like, how much do you at least give credit? Like, okay, second Wask fight, I dialed in, and no matter what, I was going to win that match.
Yeah, definitely on the second one, I like before every match, regardless of if I won or lost some prior match before, I told myself I was not losing regardless. And I told myself that before that match, and I was a little fired up after I just lost the match before the Karchla. So I don't know. I think he would have to kill me to beat me that match, honestly. I was in a different headspace going into that one because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna lose 3 straight matches. Like that's just not who I am. It's not what I trained for. So I think that was a big driving factor. Honestly, like he's a hell of a wrestler. Like I wrestled him in youth and you whooped my ass. So like we, I guess it was kind of cool
That was
wrestling
some
him.
revenge. Like, all right, yeah, you kicked my ass back in youth, but hey, I got you now, the NCAAs.
Yeah. So I just think it's just not the cloth which I'm cut from. So I think I couldn't allow myself to lose that match.
How tough is after the first day? Because you're wrestling 2 matches the first day out. So most wrestlers, okay, you know what, it's a hard fought every match, and you win by tech fall, you win by vent fall, and then all of a sudden you start going, oh yeah, oh crap, my body starts aching here because I've been dumped here. I've had to, mat burn here. See, my arm got twisted there. And then by the last day, you're like, God damn it! I just give me a couple Advils, ice bath, power drink. I just stop feel the pain. Like after that first day, like how much you're like, oh God, I feel this now.
Honestly, after the first day, I felt fine. It was after the second day is what got me. The second day was like that's a grind of a day because that's like regardless you're gonna have. I mean, I I was already in like the All-American like round after the first match, but regardless, you're gonna have 2 tough matches at least because you're gonna have the quarterfinals match if you won throughout the first day, and then if you win the quarterfinals, you're gonna go semis. Or if you lose the quarterfinals, you go to blood round. So you're gonna have someone good regardless. So it's like that day is like that's like the real where the real grind starts because you're like, oh, I just wrestled like those 2 guys, and now I gotta wrestle like two however many more tomorrow, and your body's aching from wrestling the 2 tough matches before. But I kind of you just most things you can block out like unless you have like a torn ligament, like a torn ACL or something like that. Like you can usually like put the pain aside, but yeah.
So we'll go back to the tournament a bit. But take me to just your journey. What got you, a kid from Oklahoma? What made you decide, all right, I'm going to go to Missouri? Not Oklahoma, not Oklahoma State. I'm going to Missouri because I'm guessing there must have been like family members like, Missouri, really?
Hmm.
Why not stay in state? So what made you decide Missouri in the first place?
Funny story actually. Coach Maple, he I was he when he was at OU, I'd been wrestling obviously in like youth and stuff, and I had can't one went to one of these practices, and me and him both hit a move called the snake, and I also had a buzzed head, so I really looked like him at that point. But they were like, you remind me of like a young Kendrick Maple," and I was like, "Who is that?" Like I was like, I didn't know anything about college wrestling. I was like, "Oh, I don't know who that is," and just it's kind of crazy how it all worked out because then like I got to I was a 113 pounder my sophomore going into junior year. So then we started talking like more and more then, and then my senior year I like shot up to 52, and then like that's like they're like, all right, like started getting like real conversations with me coming here. And on my visit, we like right before we left, because I wasn't gonna see him like the rest of the day because I was leaving like 5 in the morning the next morning. He like comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, just don't even worry about taking your other visits." He's like, "You know where home is," and I was like, "All right." I think that's all it took. I was like, ever like that on the way back the next day, I committed, and then now I'm here.
How'd the parents handle that? Because they must have been like, "But you're a Sooner," or "No, you're a Cowboy. You're not a Missouri freaking Tiger. God damn it! You should have stayed in state."
I mean, my mom, she's as long as I'm wrestling somewhere, like she's happy with it. I would say it's more so like a lot of the Oklahoma like just fans were like, "Why didn't you go to OU or why didn't you go to Oklahoma State?" It's like I don't want to like. I feel like every Oklahoma kid wants to stay in state and like wrestle for them. When it's like I got the best coaches, just one state over or one state up, I guess. So it's like I don't know why I would just limit myself to just Oklahoma, and I'm not even that far from. I'm 4.5 hours away from home, so it's like that's not a bad drive. So yeah.
It is still cool though. Like there are famous Missouri alumni as we talk about, like Michael Chandler of UFC, Ben Askren, two-time NCAA champion, Danny Hodge. You got Tyron Woodley. You've got Mike Whitehead. Like there are guys who at least you go, hey, who could probably are going to call you, go, hey, you're part of the club now, two-time All-American. Like does that feel cool? All of a sudden, like, hey, I'm up there with these names, and they're famous alumni who actually now I'm like, you're part of the club.
I mean, yeah, it's cool for sure. I mean, obviously, I want to win nationals next year. So, like, kind of I mean, your first All Americans. I mean, it's kind of like, oh, All American, and then your second one, you're like, ah, I didn't win. So it's like you gotta like kind of balance it on how you take those kind of things. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely cool to be in that company. Hope to be in more elite company next year within like the national champs of the program. So yeah.
Take me to the low point this season. Like there's always a low point where you get challenged. Like, okay, can I overcome it? Is it going to weigh on me? And for you, what was it? And was it more mental, physical? Like, what was the low point in terms of like your wrestling season?
Honestly, it was my first competition. It was on the first two competitions. I went in when I realistically probably shouldn't have, but I tried to like just wrestle through stuff and got beat twice. Actually, that was the first time like in a while I'd lost twice in a day. So I was kind of I was kind of just like and that was moving up a weight class. So I was like it had me doubting if I should even be at 74, and kind of just like realizing like none of this like none of this talk, none of this negative talk is from like is actually real. Like it's all just a like fake thing in my head that like is telling me negative thoughts. And so like kind of after that, I like pushed myself to come back and wrestle national duels or yeah, national duels. And I lost first match to Kennedy, which whatever. And then I won all the other rest of my matches until the final match, and I got a concussion. And so then I was like, like, I mean, I'd gotten concussions before, but then I had to sit out for 2 months out of the season. And I like, there was a couple times where like, all right, you're gonna come back now, or you're gonna come back now, you're gonna come back. So I was like, all right, like, put me out on the mat. Like, I just want to wrestle. That's all I want to do. And it's like that was definitely like the low of the season is whenever I couldn't go out and compete or compete at like my best. But I mean the time off kind of just like fueled me a little bit, Like I get like I was just I got to just train as hard as I wanted without like cutting weight and just like kind of just get like fire back under me and like go and like prove that like the beginning of the season like that's not who I am. Like that was just like a bump in the road. And so that was definitely the low, which I mean it taught me a lot to just get through the season, like using the things I learned in that time off to flourish at the end.
I'm guessing one of the highs is Missouri beating Oklahoma 23-14.
Mhm.
You winning by 21-3 over Trey Rios, because that's bragging rights. I can go, I'm like, yep, I took one of your Oklahoma wrestlers, just whooped his ass.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to wrestle because I one of the dudes I lost to at the beginning of the season, Schubert. He wrestles for OU, so I was like, all right, I get to wrestle him again, and I was like waiting all season to wrestle him again, and
And he got you, god damn it.
he didn't end up wrestling. I was like, God damn, like, all right, like I'll see him at big. They did it. What I would assume was so that he could like get the 2 seed like locked in at Big 12s, which regardless we were gonna wrestle. Like I would have been the 3. And so like yeah, I felt good, but I still like I wasn't satisfied because I didn't get to get my rematch from that match. But I ended up wrestling at Big 12s anyways. So
I was gonna say you won the Big 12 tournament. Your conference finished first. So how much was that for you? Like the high point where you're like, yeah, I'm peacocking now. Oh yeah, you ducked me. I still whoop your ass there.
yeah, like um it was definitely fun. Like I made the Big 12 finals last year and kind of laid an egg because I was like, oh, like I was kind of starstruck and I kind of just held back a lot. And so I made sure this year, like I just took it as like a normal match. Like I took it as like I was wrestling somebody on a match day in our practice room, and it was just, I mean, it was it was a surreal moment, honestly. Like I don't know how to describe it because I used to grow up watching the Big 12s like every year as a little kid. So like being in the Big 12 finals was already like, oh, like this is cool. And then like winning in front of a bunch of my friends from back home and like the Missouri crowd and like a bunch of the guys from the team came like drove down that day to like watch the finals. So I mean it was I don't know, you can't really describe it.
No, because you can now brag even to the football players. Hey, I actually won a championship here. You guys didn't, but I won a championship. So, so take that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So all this is going on, and so we asked the big major question. After a tournament, you get to eat. No more like cutting weight, starving yourself. Oh, you can have the bad food. So what did you eat? Was it barbecue? Did you order like I want all the lobster I can eat? I don't give a crap. Just all you can eat lobster. Was there a sweet tooth? Like what was your meal afterwards when you finished fifth? You're like, all right, I can now eat. Not have to worry about cutting weight anymore.
uh I'm trying to think. My first meal after I had a pizza. I
Ah,
had a pizza and then but honestly I haven't stopped eating since nationals. Like I
hey, you're
had
not
like
allowed to do that now. It's like you sacrificed all year long. Now it's like okay, bring on the
yeah,
ribs.
yeah,
Extra sauce.
I've eaten a lot since then. Actually, I just got done eating before this interview, or his podcast. So it was like, I'm definitely gonna eat after too. But I haven't stopped eating within the last what week and a half, 2 weeks. So
So what's the goal for next year now? Because I'm guessing you guys, well, you had a winning record in Missouri, but I'm guessing you're looking, going, man, we really want to beat freaking Nebraska. God damn it, Iowa State, we need to kick their ass. So like, I know you have goals, national championship or bust. What are the goals next year for Missouri?
um, win the Big 12s, get a team trophy. Like that's been our goal since I got here. I mean, I know since before I got here, but like since I got here, I haven't. I mean, I haven't been on a team like competed and won a Big 12 title. Like my freshman year, we won, but I didn't get to beat. But yeah, definitely win Big 12s and then trophy for sure. And we definitely have like the guys to do it, like 100%.
You mentioned earlier about coming to Missouri rather than sticking in Oklahoma, and part of it is you want to build a legacy. How much pride do you guys take this year? Like you and Sinclair both placed. The Missouri, you beat Michigan, you beat Oklahoma. It seems like Missouri's gaining ground on the Power 10 teams. How much pride do you take of, hey, this is on my era, but we are now closing the gap between the Penn States, the, Stanfords, Nebraskas. We're coming up. We're almost getting right on their level.
Yeah. I think it was just like obviously every team has like those just down years, and people kind of forgot who we were, like historically we've been a really good wrestling team, like wrestling school, and we just had like a down year. We were just kind of like a bunch of the old guys were going and we were just reloading. And now we have like a bunch of young guys who are hungry and like I'm an old guy now on the team, which is crazy to say, but
Yeah, you're old if you're like over 40. You're still like in your 20s, so you're not old.
yeah,
I know
I'm
what you're saying. So it's like, don't worry, you're not that old. It's like when you get 40, it's like, oh shit, I'm really old.
yeah, but in the team, like eligibility wise, I'm on the older side, and so I kind of just helping those younger guys out on like things that I struggled with, like because like Keegan helped did that for me when I was younger, or like a freshman, sophomore. So like just being able to like kind of help them out, like how Keegan helped me out, I feel like has been like a big thing. And like we still have guys that like Mendoza coming off of a red shirt now, and like Bambi, Gleason, like all those guys coming off like red shirts, and we got guys like Jay Conway, obviously Aiden, just like you know, we got some hammers that just people just they're overlooking, which that's fine by me, you know. Just we get to prove a lot of people wrong next year.
Final two questions for us. Let you go. How do you learn to be a leader? Because you got to figure that out. There is no like book of you can be this, you can be this. Because people can tell if you're being phony or not. So for you, like, how did you learn? Okay, I am now one of the leaders of Missouri wrestling. I'm going to lead by example, being vocal. If I'm not vocal, just show up. Be first on the mat, last to leave. Like, when did you feel comfortable? When did you learn to become one?
Um, I've never been a super like vocal person, I would say like as like leading in that way, but definitely like individually like I'll go up to everybody on the team like as an individual and just like talk to them like how like if they're having a rough practice or something like talk to them like how are they like feeling, like what can they work on or things like that. But I kind of felt more so like whenever honestly last year whenever it was like Keegan was leaving, I knew like there was like a guy that kind of needed to take that role, like take that place, and which we have a bunch of guys on our team. Obviously, we like everybody on our team is a leader in a way, right? So like we got like our heavyweight Stoner, like he's probably the vocal one, honestly. He's like a general, and then we got Aiden who like I mean obviously the kid he loves wrestling, like he's wired to wrestle and he's just wired to just be like hyper fixated on everything he does. And so like people see that and they're like, oh, like I need to do more. Like I need to do extra. So it's like, yeah. I mean, I'm by no means a vocal leader, but for sure like helping like individually, I would say.
Why do you love wrestling? This is not a sport you play. I mean, and you've been doing this for a long time, so you know exactly when people are like, "Oh yeah, I play basketball, I play football." No, no, I wrestle.
Yeah.
Your body will go through things that probably most people would scream and ask to go to ER. You cut weight and mentally go places where it's kind of dark. You give up and sacrifice so much. It's a sport that still doesn't get a lot of money compared to others, but yet you love it. So why? What is it about this sport that you look and go, this is part of my DNA. I can't quit it. I just love it.
I'd say just the way it's wired me over the years, like it's like I know that I can push myself further than the average person. Like I got that like I get to push myself to that limit. I get to like know what my body's capable of doing and like even further past that of like what I could push myself to. And it's just kind of being instilled that like to not quit like when things get hard. Like like a lot of people go through some type of adversity or some type of like bad thing and they're just like to give up. It's like in wrestling, like bad things happen all the time, right? It's like but nobody's going to feel bad for you. So you might as well just push through. So I think that's why I love it so much, that I get to like figure out so many things about myself and just like how my body works. So like I get to also just the opportunities it's given me to like meet all these guys, and like I have some of my best friends on the team. Like my coaches, like I can look up to and I can talk to at any time. Like I think there's no bond that you can make besides like wrestling. Like we're with each other all the time. Like other teams like football, basketball, like they have, I guess more so football has like a million people on the team. So they're never gonna be like, all like together at one place. But like we can go next door and all of our team can just chill and watch a movie. So it's kind of just like those things. That's why I love wrestling.
Well, very happily, Sean. Once again, always on a pleasure on the show. We give you its two-time now All-American. That's right. Eat your heart out, Michael Chandler. 2 times, not one, 2 times. I give you it is Cameron Steele. So before we let you go, Cam, where can fans check you out at? Where is the Twitter, the Instagram? You probably have a YouTube channel like everybody else around now. And where can fans check out Missouri wrestling?
Um, I'm mainly on Instagram, so yeah, I mean it's just Cam Steed on Instagram pretty much. But you can Missouri wrestling. I mean, obviously come to our duels, that kind of thing. But um, I mean they're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, like everything. I think they got a TikTok, so like, yeah, they're everywhere. I think it's just Mizzou. Yeah, it's just Mizzou wrestling. So yeah, you can find us there.
Cameron Steed, ladies and gentlemen, once again, always on a pleasure to have you on the show. We come back. We got a lot more going on here, only on It's Last Call. Last Call at the alcohol, only on the lastcallpodcast.com.